Okay, yeah, we better do the review then.
We better do this Refugee review.
Right. Refugee. Yes, I'm recording. Refugee. This is Refugee. There's Refugee. In a nice. I was after this for years, and it was like, you know, when it's like mega expensive old CDs for like 50 quid on eBay, and then it was re-released on a nice 3 CD set, and you get all the nice live stuff as well. You get a live album, you get a BBC one, and you get the album in a nice box.
It's really cheap to do a re-release of something like that.
It is now, I think. Yeah.
It seems to be happening quite a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And it's, you know, proper prog. Back to reviewing proper prog. No pretension, just fun. Like dog eat dog. Now 1% of the audience will get that joke. Do you know? Do you know dog? Remember dog? You don't. Okay. I haven't got time, unfortunately. Never mind. No something. No soapbox politics. Something. Just fun. It was like rap, but it was like fun rap. And I think I saw him supporting Pantera. And then they were on Going Live or something really strange. Yeah, this is the Nice 2. This is part 2 of the Nice. Keith Emerson's been replaced by Patrick Moraz. And it is what we like. It is our thing. 1974. So not cutting edge at all. Just the right stuff. Bombast. Endless drum rolls. Chord changes. Widdly keys. Well written, well structured, multi-part pieces. Plenty of piano. Not just Moog. There's a lot of Moog, but not just Moog. There's lots of nice piano as well. Not much guitar. I don't think there's any guitar actually. Not like Yes and ELP. There isn't too much writing. It's not really dense. The music breathes. There's loads of long introductions and you know. And there's vocals, and the vocals are a little bit Peter Gabriel, a little bit Peter Hamill, Mark Hamill. You know, for people who think that lots of notes means not playing with feeling, go back to the shadow. They probably wouldn't have been able to write pop songs. There's not a songy thing in there, so it's not like Genesis. It's very much the band playing stuff. The Grand Canyon Suite, that's the famous bit. It's 16 minutes long, but I mean actually nearly half of it is the opening fanfare. So it, you know, like Shine On or something, you know. So that's great, and it's great, and I like it.
I've had a Refugee.
Oh wow! It's cut out their faces on the screen and got rid of the background. That's brilliant.
It's difficult to form opinions about prog now.
Yeah.
Because we've done lots of really easy things to talk about albums because it's not our thing. And you know, real danger of repeating myself endlessly about some of these bands because it's kind of similar.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, it is cool. I mean, the drumming is more precision over power.
Yes.
Which is nice, and I think Relay was the Yes album I actually liked because it was Patrick Moraz.
Yes. Yeah.
So obviously I love the piano and stuff like that, and obviously there's a bit of a jazz sensibility about Patrick Moraz.
Yeah.
There's a heron just flown past my window being chased by 2 seagulls.
Good for
That was interesting. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, a bit of a jazzy because it could be a little bit too militaristic and precise without a little bit of
yes,
a little bit of jazziness. It's not actually loads of oh man, this is jazz.
It's not fusion even, is it? Yeah.
It's just a little bit, isn't it? A little touch. The main talking point for me is the Tony Clifton-esque vocals, which I thought I couldn't figure out whether it was a joke or not. It sounds like Tony Clifton, you know, Andy Kaufman's.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds very similar to that. Slash, maybe someone who should be on Bullseye. It's really sort of quite gravelly and that. Although saying that someday, you say there's not a song in there, but actually, if you had slightly different vocals, I think that'd sound quite pleasing melodically. The vocals in it.
Which one are we talking about?
Someday, the second track.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the song, really, isn't it? Pretty much,
yeah. So while there's no singing going on, this is awesome. When the singing comes on, I feel it's slightly controversial. I'm going to guess that's quite divisive. That voice.
I'm not sure because that's really...
Is it a joke? I still don't know if it's a joke or not.
No, that's just the way he sings. He's from Newcastle, and that's how he sounds.
Right.
But I mean, Keith Emerson had to get another band because one of the big things was he needed a proper vocalist, not someone who's in a band and plays bass and happens to stand by the microphone and sing.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised they've not sort of said we need a vocalist here.
They could
really, yeah. I mean, it's got character, the voice.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You can't do very much with it.
I think he's trying to sound like Peter Gabriel, Peter Hamill, that stuff.
Really?
I think that's what he's doing. Yeah.
Okay. But that was the big thing for me. But apart from that, yeah, the instrumental stuff is just really, really good.
Yeah.
Really quite impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that was the thing. Obviously, was that they'd been dumped by Keith Emerson, and that it's not that they didn't do anything in between. They'd been in the two of them, the bass player and the drummer, had been in different bands, but this was them back again with someone of that high caliber, who obviously is more technically capable than Keith Emerson. Keith Emerson is self-taught. Patrick Moraz is the full-on trained and jazzy and can do rock.
Yeah.
Person. That's the thing. I think the jazziness comes from his ability to play melodies well, and that he can really express them. He's not just playing the notes, the
correct order.
So that's the thing. And obviously, what happened after this was that the Patrick Moraz left them. And it happened again, and he joined Yes. But he was only in Yes for a couple of years, and then they did one studio album, a couple of tours, but they did one studio album. Very different music. Well, not that different music. It's prog, isn't it? But Gates of Delirium and all that. It's incredibly dense. There's so much going on, and it's actually where the balance is tipping. With they all want a say in the melodies. Well, I want to play my guitar bit here, and I'm going to play my keyboard bit here. But I'm doing this fast drum roll at the same time. So there's so much going on in Gates of Delirium and all that stuff. Whereas this isn't like that. This is actually much more broader and lets the music breathe and all that stuff, which is interesting. I think, I don't know how true this is, I think pretty much Relayer, the rhythm section at the very least, was all done before he joined. Right. And he came along and played his stuff on top of it. I mean, you could argue that's pretty much what Rick Wakeman does anyway. So it's not really like it's Relayer. But at the same time, it is generic prog, isn't it? That's the thing. It's the most generic of generics.
I suppose that's the biggest criticism. Really, it's hard to pull it out as particularly individualistic.
Yes, they're obviously playing to an audience there. This is you could argue it's a commercial move. In 1974, that's a commercial move to play that type of music, and a bit late, actually. I mean, Peter Gabriel's wearing a pair of jeans now. Oh my god. I used to think that, I should say their names. Lee Jackson is the guy from Newcastle. He's the bass player. And
the vocalist.
And the singer. He's the singer.
Brian Blinky Davison is the drummer.
That's right. Yeah, Brian Davison. Yeah. And Patrick Moraz plays keyboards and alpine horn.
And why not?
I used to think Python Lee Jackson was Lee Jackson from The Nice. Do you know Python Lee Jackson? Have you heard of that band? I think they're Australian. I think about the same time, maybe a bit earlier, and had pop-it singles. They're quite good, but it's not him. It's some other people. Completely, it's not to do with him. And the singing's good, actually. So,
Why didn't they call themselves The Nice?
They probably don't own the name. I think.
Does Keith Emerson own it?
I don't know. I mean, if it was called The Nice, it might have had a lot more commercial success, and it might not have been worth Patrick Moraz leaving. Because by then they would have had a legendary status as, oh, it was that other band. Wasn't that better than this band now? Not sure. So that must have been what it must have been like. But yeah, 2 epics. I mean, Credo is there's more going on in Credo than Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon Suite is very much, he's got some melodies and they've built it into an enormous thing of expression. I like track 1 and 2 though, really. I like track 1 because it's
Papillion's really good.
Light neoclassical fun.
Yeah.
Fun prog, you know. Yeah. And then someday
Someday.
I wonder if it maybe that was an attempt at a single. I don't know. Hang on, let's have a look.
They ain't gonna do a single.
No, there was no single. That would have been deeply offensive. Commercial suicide. And yeah, that's that album, and it's it is fine. It's 5 eggs for me. It is, yeah.
Tricky. Although I enjoyed listening to it, I don't think there's any more than that for me. It just sounds like prog.
Progging.
Yeah, progging. I'm going to say 3 eggs. It's quite controversial, that is.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, would you put it on again? That's the big thing, isn't it?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's a bit. Although I appreciate that there's good stuff going on there, it's not anything I can't get from somewhere else
That's true.
that I would listen to.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've cheated a bit in that I bought this in January, and it's sat there for months waiting to be reviewed. So I've listened to it quite a lot. You know,
we still haven't reviewed the Dark Star, the last David Bowie album.
No, we haven't. Yeah, I don't know.
It's been years, Kev.
It has been years. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should
actually listen to it.
I did listen to it, and I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
and for a long time, I didn't even listen to it. I think we should do it. We should do it, shouldn't we?
Yeah, maybe.
Not next week, though. We won't do it next. No, but soon.
What are we going to do next week?
Right.